Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into one of the most perplexing puzzles in science, language. It's fascinating because, despite our ability to speak, no one really knows how it works or where it originated. Think of it like driving a car. We can navigate the roads, but if you asked us to fix the engine, we'd be completely lost.
Yeah, that's so true. Like, I can drive, but if you asked me to fix the engine, I'd be totally lost. It's like, I just want to get from point A to point B.
Exactly. One of the most unique aspects of language is our ability to generate new sentences all the time. It's like having an infinite toolbox for expression. Isn't that fascinating?
So like, does that mean we can create sentences that have never been said before? That's kind of mind-blowing.
Absolutely. In fact, the English comedian Stephen Fry once claimed to have said a sentence that he believed had never been uttered before. It really illustrates the uniqueness of human language.
Wow, that's wild. So how many languages are there anyway? I mean, it feels like there's a new one popping up every day.
There are about 6,000 different languages in the world. Most people speak one or two, but many languages remain completely foreign to us. It raises the question, how can there be so many languages, each impenetrable to the others?
That's kind of mind-blowing. Like, how do people even learn to speak different languages? Is it like a superpower or something?
Well, any child can learn any language if they start early, which presents a paradox. While children can learn multiple languages, most of us only learn one or two. It's like having a treasure chest of languages, but we only pick a couple to keep.
Right. So, is there a reason for that? Like, do we just get lazy as we grow up?
The common solution to this problem is the idea of a miraculous origin of language, as described in the Bible's Tower of Babel story. It's a fascinating tale.
Oh, I remember that. It's like everyone was speaking different languages and couldn't understand each other anymore, right? That's like a real-life game of telephone.
Exactly. Now, Noam Chomsky, a leading linguist, has contributed significantly to our understanding of language. He suggests that about 90,000 years ago, a mutation occurred in one individual, which then spread to others, leading to the development of all languages.
But wait, that sounds a bit, I don't know, far-fetched? Like, how can one mutation create all these languages? It's like saying one person invented pizza and then everyone just started making it.
That's a great question. It does raise questions about biological plausibility. Language likely didn't arise from vocal calls but from gestures, which is quite intriguing.
Gestures? Like waving your hands around? Laughs. I can totally see that. It's like charades, but on a whole new level.
Exactly. Evidence from monkey brains shows a circuit dedicated to grasping actions, which parallels the language circuit in humans. This suggests that language evolved from gestural communication.
So like, if apes can't speak, how do they communicate? Do they just grunt and hope for the best?
Well, great apes cannot be taught to speak, but they can learn to use sign language or symbols to communicate simple requests. This indicates that gestures may be a precursor to language.
That's so interesting. So they're basically using their hands to talk? It's like they have their own secret language.
Yes. In the wild, apes use gestures that are more flexible and communicative than their vocalizations. Sign language, which is purely gestural, is linguistically sophisticated and uses the same brain areas as spoken language.
Wow, that's really cool. So how did humans evolve to use language? Did we just wake up one day and start talking?
As humans evolved, bipedalism allowed for more sophisticated gestural communication. This led to the development of language, which became more arbitrary and less pictorial over time.
So like, as people migrated from Africa, languages changed? It's like a game of linguistic evolution.
Exactly. As people migrated, languages adapted to different cultures and environments, leading to the diversity we see today.
That's amazing! So language is not just a way to communicate, but also a barrier? Like, it can keep people apart?
Yes! Language serves not only as a means of communication, but also as a barrier to prevent understanding. It can be seen as a fortress that isolates groups.
Wow, that's a really deep thought. It's like we're building walls with words.
In summary, language likely began with gestures and evolved through various stages, ultimately leading to the complex systems we have today.
And with all the technology now, like texting and social media, it's changed how we communicate, right? It's like we're living in a sci-fi movie.
Exactly. The development of writing, radio, telephones, and the internet has transformed communication, allowing for instant connection across vast distances.
That's so cool. It's like we've moved from verbal communication to visual forms, huh? Like emojis are the new hieroglyphics.
Yes! We have moved from verbal communication to visual forms, such as texting and using gestures on our devices.
Thank you for sharing all this. It's been super enlightening. I feel like I just took a crash course in language evolution.